Cause I went there when they ain't had a stop. He don't like the two different tickets.
At the convergence of the Three Rivers. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We're fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the Detroit Lions. Season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. The run there on first down, going to get him 5 up to the 30. This defense for the Steelers, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Goff, a handoff here to Swift. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3. This defense for the Steelers, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. The NFC's Pro Bowl punter a year ago, Jack Fox, on to punt for the Lions. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. And this one will be touchdown inside the 40-yard line. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. First carry for Najee Harris. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week. And
he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. At the 50-yard line. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From midfield now, Haskins. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 22-yard line. That's good for 28 yards. Now a first down carry for Harris. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
On 2nd and 15 now. Haskins flushed out right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, Haskins. And that is incomplete.
The one with the dime look that time on defense just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. 3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here because to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple, get to 5-5, maybe they start believing in themselves. But a loss here, that would move them to 3-6. And if that's the case, well, that boat is going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock.
On 2nd down, Swift. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Throwing on 3rd, Goff. He's airing it out for Williams. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. For the 2nd time. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. 5-3, their record at the halfway point. And you have to imagine that there are folks saying, hey, if we do that again in the second half, we're 10-6 and we're a playoff team.
I do think, though, that they have a couple things working against them. And number one, the schedule, that's going to toughen up a bit because they've got some division games down the stretch, and those are always difficult. Number two, you know they've got to stay healthy. That's the key to getting to the playoffs and winning in the playoffs. But they've got a shot at it. This is a good football team.
And this is going to be a Steelers 1st down as the tackle made just shy of the 40.
Oh, that's a very good run there by Najee Harris, who can take it inside. He can get to the perimeter. He can do it all with his build and his speed. This is a guy coming out of Alabama who did everything for the Crimson Tide. That's why Pittsburgh took him in the 1st round. Last in the league in rushing as a team last year were the Steelers. They're expecting Harris to
just 7 carries. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now they'll look to Haskins to throw it. Flush to his right. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Haskins out of the gun. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 19. 15 yards there on the catch and run. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead grows to 10-0. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. Now this is going to be returned from the back line of the end zone. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
Now with a play clock at 4, we're going to get a timeout called. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On first down, Goff. Open man is Quintez Cephas. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. On first and 10, it's Swift. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, Goff. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
To throw is Goff. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Cameron Sutton. And now off to the races down the right side. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown.
Coaches preach all the time about opportunities and taking advantage of them, and he did exactly that. I used to have a coach told us all the time, a lost opportunity is never regained. Well, no regrets here. He picked that one off and took it to the house.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, Right back out there doing the things that he does best and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, in every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Goff. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
The Lions on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Goff. He gets this complete to Cephas. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. They run out of the gun with Swift. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. Now a carry for Swift. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. So that one will be accepted. From the gun, here's Swift. Swift is hit, and he coughs it up. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they are going to... We hear coaches say all of the time, one starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They hand this off to Harris. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. They'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Haskins on 3rd down. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the 1st. But nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now it's Haskins. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 12 yards that time, but a Pittsburgh first.
Well, this offense will definitely utilize him as a weapon out of the backfield because he was close to 100 yards receiving a week ago. So they will try to get him the football in space as they did right there.
On first down, it's Harris. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. The veteran Jamie Collins there on the tackle.
That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap. That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And I'm telling you, nothing will light up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver streaking downfield, and everyone was thinking, throw it, he's open. What a connection there for the touchdown.
And the next-gen stats, they tell the story. That's a full 67 yards in the air. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they felt they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Goff now to throw. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Goff on target to Hockenson for a Lion first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Goff. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
On the draw, Goff will give this to Swift. And maybe Shane's in the steel curtain here as the Steeler defense drops him behind the line again. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Now Goff. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And he's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they've got just over 50 seconds to go till halftime, so they can try to put something together if they want. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. Tackle there by Alex Anzalone. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now it's Haskins. Pass incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. This time they stay on the ground. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. He did well to get him 8 yards, but it's still going to mean a call to the punt team on 4th down. Here's Presley Harvin now. Back deep for the Lions. It's Golden Tate. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they get the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. Now Haskins. The throw for Claypool is intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Well, dare I say it, it's kind of quid pro quo. Both defenses now with an interception return for a touchdown.
Your vocabulary, sir. Well done.
Now the try here for the extra point. He's got it, and that makes our score 24-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Looking to throw, Haskins. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Harris. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time, they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Harris. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Second and 4.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Here's another carry for Harris. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 106 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. On first down, it's Harris. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. They go play action now. Haskins. It's brought in by Harris. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that'll bring up 4th down. They run for it with Harris. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. He needed a yard. He didn't get anything. And the Lions will take over. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pop.
And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. Cam Hayward, always a force, got back there for the sack. I think that time he just maybe held on to it a little too long, CD, because after a couple of seconds in this league, you know those defenders are coming.
And how many times do we talk about complementary football? And we usually talk about, does the offense help the defense? Does the defense help the offense? I think in this case, does the quarterback help out his offensive line? You only have a certain amount of time to get rid of the football. They can only do so much. On this play, he took them to the limits.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Michael Brocker's in on the stop.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Haskins. And he finds his target, Ebron. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Haskins will throw. Looking deep here for Ebron. And that's caught inside the 35. And into the end zone. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Boswell good with the extra point. And the lead is now 24. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And his first throw since coming in is incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
A 2nd and 10 forthcoming here. Third quarter action in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, PA. Boyle's throw pulled in by Tate. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Lions on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Boyle. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do as they start 1st and 10. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll run again with Harris. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 130 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season. They'll run on 1st down. Harris able to slither by. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. On 2nd down now, it's Harris. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. The Steelers send out their punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this 4th quarter. On 1st down, Boyle. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hawkinson. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
On 2nd down, Swift. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the 1st down.
On 1st and 10, Boyle. Over the middle, complete to Tate. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws. Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Boyle's throw taken in by Hawkinson here. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 42. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. They'll look to throw again. He'll drop this one off to Swift. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. On the handoff, this is Swift. And he loses the football a 2nd time. But I believe the line was there to recover it. Yes, they will indeed keep possession.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. And his first carry, he loses the football. And it looks like Steeler football. It is.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Following the fumble recovery, Boyle. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Harris starts the drive on the ground. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They run again with Harris. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the one touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This is the type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for the Steelers, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the LA Chargers. Meanwhile, for Detroit, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns.